And when you talked about sort of networking, I spoke about this actually, I did a live the other day, because quite often I think people turn up to networking events without any kind of preconceived goal or anything like that. Did you sort of go with specifics? I'm looking for people who've got properties that they want to rent out. Did you stand up and do a 60-second, or whatever it is, a 30-second thing? How did you go about that? Because I just think it's often the nitty-gritty that people really struggle with.
Yeah, being prepared is absolutely essential. You have to know what you're going there for, otherwise you're just going to have a few drinks and have a pleasant evening, but you're not actually going to achieve anything. You're there to further your business and to further your knowledge. So you need to know what it is that you're going there for, and to have your business cards to hand out. Have an iPad with you with examples of the type of things that you're doing. Be very understand your numbers if it's other people's money that you're looking for an investment. And so I've done all the things you suggested. I've stood up and given my 60-second intro into what I do. And it's a lot of hard work, and you shouldn't just be going to, for instance, property networking meetings, because everyone's in the same pool there. I'd also advise you to do things like, as I've done, go to the Chamber of Commerce meetings, because you're meeting a broad spectrum of businesses there, and you never know who you might meet. So on my journey, networking in that kind of environment, I met an insurance guy who had to deal with people who were flooded or burnt out, and they needed accommodation, but they didn't need accommodation for 6 months. They only needed it for 3 months while their property was being renovated. Excellent opportunity to offer them serviced accommodation. Similarly, you meet lawyers who are responsible for probate, and you've got a warring family who don't care really about what they're going to get for the property. They just want their bit of it, and they want it quickly. So that's where you can get below market value properties from. So networking is just the best thing, but it's a job in itself, and you've got to devote at least 2 evenings a week to it, in my view, and get out there and meet as many people as you can, and you never know where it's going to lead to. And I always ask the additional question: if someone says they've got a property, I always say, what other properties have you got? I've done this as a networking meeting. A guy was trying to sell a pub. I was very interested in buying it. And I asked that additional question, do you own any other properties? Oh, yeah, I've got 16 of them. And I'm going to sell one a year for the next 16 years to avoid tax. Oh, well, I could help you there. I could find a way of taking over all of those properties for you and reduce your tax bill. Oh, really? Yeah, I'd like to talk to you. Go there with some solutions as well for people. The one I love at the moment, because it's really going to be massive, huge at the end of the year when these cases come to court, is mortgage securitisation, telling people about mortgage securitisation, which, for anyone not listening, when banks or lending institutions lend money out to you as a mortgage, once you've been paying it for about 6 months, they sell that debt on to another company. And that's fine. That's how banks across the world make their money. They're recirculating the money, and for the money they get for the debt, they then lend that out. And so the circle keeps going. But only in this country, they've been doing a few things. One, they've not registered that at the land registry, that they haven't got a charge on your property anymore. Secondly, they're not informing you that they've moved your debt onto someone else. And thirdly, they're sending you letters to say your interest rate's gone up, and you don't have a relationship with them in theory. So all this went to court about 3 years ago now, with a case involving Santander. And the result was the judge said, well, have you been paid for this debt, Mr. Santander? Answer, yes. Okay. The case is for the plaintiff, he doesn't owe you anything. So that guy's mortgage got written off. And there are a lot of court cases going on currently. I'm part of the class action for property I own. And I'm hopeful that I'll probably get about 70% of my mortgage written off. So, without networking, without speaking to the right people, I would never have known that exists, because there's nothing in the press about it now. But if you just Google mortgage securitization, honestly, this minute or two me talking about it could possibly change your life.
Oh, that's incredible, Nick. Thank you for sharing that.